Hello everyone, welcome back to another video for Uber-like animation of car on a 3D map.
Make a U-turn at 12th Street.
You can see here the instructions are also playing for the driving route. So I'm going to show you how you can move from a top approach of the animation to this one. So keep following this tutorial for the updates in the code.
Turn right onto O'Farrell Street.
And if you have not implemented the code from the previous video, please go and watch that video so that you can make the proper changes.
Turn right onto Mason Street. You reached your destination.
So this is the complete route, mapping within instructions as well as the 3D view. So this is the view that we are previously playing around with. We are watching the view from the top down approach. So we are seeing the car from the top. And here I'm going to add some of the variables, the previous variables you can see here, which are basically used in the code of my previous video. So we are going to create a map camera that is going to be initialized for a start position, a start coordinate, and for a certain distance. And next, I'm going to create another variable and show you how we can use these variables to create a 3D view of this map so that when the vehicle moves, we can easily see the buildings and the surroundings around. So here you have seen that I have mentioned two of the parameters, heading and pitch. So heading is basically how you rotate basically along a compass, and pitch is basically the 3D, like from which perspective you want to see the buildings. From it is basically the angle between the top to bottom, so just like the z-axis. And heading is basically the x and y axis, the right, left, and all of that turns would be catered by the parameter heading. Next, I'm going to create here a map camera position, which is going to use our previous variable map camera. For the initialization purposes, I have given it a static value, but we are going to update this value, which is being passed to the map whenever we want to basically change the camera position. So this is how the view is going to look like once we pass this position to the map. But it has reset to again the previous approach. So let's see what's happening here. First, we need to basically set the position here in the onAppear function. And secondly, we need to basically check the animation that we have previously added on line number 46, where we are basically changing the map camera dot distance with a linear keyframe. So that is the issue. We have changed the distance from 1000 to 3000 when animating the distance. So that has caused the shift in the view. So we have moved it to 1000. And here you can see that we are moving perfectly along the road. So next we are going to see that how the camera shift is happening and what points we need to change in the code to move along the vehicle. So first I have improved the speed from 1000 to 5000 so that we'll be able to see the animations a lot quicker and we can make the appropriate changes in a quick fashion. You can revert back the speed to a normal 1000 speed whenever you are basically done with the changes in the code. So this is how it's being played. When it is going to move towards the right corner, you are going to see that it goes out of the camera view. So we need to adjust some of the things so that it stays inside the camera. For that, we are going to basically apply a check here where we are going to check the distance of the step that we are basically currently navigating with our car. And if the distance is greater than a certain point, then we are going to add more triggers to that route. I have previously shown you in the video that we cannot apply trigger at every step because that is going to be very cost intensive in terms of the processing power. So we need to apply the triggers intelligently at the positions where we are sure that the camera needs to be moved ahead. on the vehicle location. So here, if the distance is greater than 1000, it means that we are moving on a single basically road which has a longer path to cover. So we are going to apply triggers at 2 points at 1/3 of the distance and 2/3 of the distance. So we are going to split the total route into 3 parts. And we are also going to add a trigger whenever we are going to switch to the next step. So this is also going to help the camera to move along with the vehicle. So you have seen here that when the first 1/3 of the route is going to pass, the camera is going to move along. And whenever our vehicle is going to move towards the left or right, it is also going to trigger our animation. But still we are basically losing the sight of our car. So let's make some more changes. And then I'm going to show you how we can add the instructions. So I'm commenting out the keyframe track because the distance is not dynamically being changed. We have fixed it at a certain distance, which is 1000. So we do not need that animation. Next, I'm going to check here that if the car is going to move right or left, and we are going to change a certain value inside the map camera. So this is how you are going to get the instructions from the route steps. Each step has its own set of instructions. So we are going to check that if it contains the string of turn right, it means that we are going to turn right. And for that, we are going to change the map camera heading to +90. We are going to move at right angle with the previous value. And then we are going to update the position of the camera because it is binding with the map. So we need to update it whenever we are changing anything inside the map camera. So let's fix some of the errors. And same, we are going to implement this functionality if we are going to move left. So if the instructions has this text of turning left, we are going to change the heading and the camera position accordingly. So this is how it's going to look like. So let's play the code and see if it's working fine or not. Basically, this is the approach to change the camera heading. You can also create a certain delay or basically not to perform this kind of a transition for certain positions. So here you can see that we can see the car from behind because the camera changed its view with the heading value. And now it's again going to move right, and we are again going to shift the camera view. So we are basically behind this car throughout its journey. So next I'm going to show you how you can basically speak all of these instructions to the user, just like Google Maps or any other map application. So import AV Foundation, which helps us to basically play any audio or video. So we are going to add here a speech synthesizer, initialize it with a state variable. Next, we are going to create another function which is going to speak whatever string we are passing to this function. And we will be calling this function whenever the step in the route is going to be changed inside the while block. So here we have created an AV speech utterance with our text. We are passing here a voice that is going to correspond to a certain language. You can also apply a logic here where you can convert or translate the language and then play it with the relevant language voice inside your simulator or your device. So here the speech synthesizer is going to speak the utterance, which has the text that we have passed to this function. So next we are going to speak this instruction here. And at the end, we are going to write or speak another instruction, which is going to tell us that we have completed our root animation. So I'm going to write here a string, which is going to be passed to our speak function. You reach your destination. So when you are going to play the code, it is going to be just like the code that I have shown you the demo of in the start of the video. So this is all. I hope you have learned and gained some knowledge from it. Do not forget to like and share this video, subscribe to my channel. And if there is any new feature of MapKit you want me to explore, post in the comment section. Thanks for watching.